this video we're going to look at creating your own database queries. Now I realize this may require some programming knowledge, but as time goes by, anybody who writes new and useful queries, if they provide them to us, we will then add them to the catalog so they're then available for other people. For example, if you're running a club and you want a list of everybody whose birthday is next week, we could have a query that would go out to the database, find the birthdays, and give you a list of everybody whose birthday is next month. What we're going to do now is to show how this works. So we have, for example, the database query for the players count per session is going to return this information. Well, we'd like to add the date to that query. And I'm going to take one that's just run and I'm going to add that information. Again, what's being typed here is not something that I expect people to know, but if you have a program or know a programmer, we can provide the information on what the schema looks like, so it's very easy to add. So what I've added here is I've just added one field for the date. And this is where we can put some descriptive text. I'll show you where this with date. So I'm going to now run this new query against the database. And we now get the report along with the date. We can export that data to CSV. We can download the query. We can examine the query. We can do other things with the query. You may have noticed that it's also possible, because this is raw SQL, to be able to do other things other than generate reports. If you are going to be using this, please be mindful that the database that you're working on contains information about the contains the raw information, and that you shouldn't be you should not be writing to the database. This is intended for queries only. So what we've shown in this video is the ability to create your own reports, and you can create new queries. So we can take the existing query that we did, put it in here, and it will now be listed as a query in the database. It will be stored in the database. We can also, you see how we downloaded a SQL file here, we can also upload a file, select a file, and then import that into the system. Sometimes that's useful if you want to use your own favorite text editor, text formatting editor, to be able to create your own SQL reports. Again, if you're going to be working on this, we'll be happy to provide a copy of the schema so that you understand the various fields in the database.